Hello everybody. How you all doing? Welcome or welcome back to Learning to Live Life on a Budget. If you're new here, my name is Millie. I'm a single mum with mental health problems, largely bipolar disorder, trying to learn to live life on a budget. I have a teenage daughter and 3 fur babies in my cute little cats. And if you're returning, thank you so much for supporting me, my journey, this channel. Like, it's incredible. Wow. Like, I still can't believe, like, even as I'm sat here talking to you all, that, you know, you're watching me. And I know that people that I watch this channel, and it's just, I'm in awe. Like, it's just incredible. It's amazing. So I'm going to apologise right off the bat because I'm pretty sure that the lighting is crap. There's not a lot I can do about it, unfortunately. Where I'm filming from is where I usually film from. It's my kitchen table. My kitchen light, which is directly above me, has gone on the blink. So if we did have it on, I would say I'd be giving an epilepsy seizure warning. I'd be hiding because of migraine from all the flashing, and for everyone else it would be like a white light disco, like because it's just blinkering. So I've got the other lights on, as you can see. There's one shining down diagonally to here, but it doesn't quite reach me, and if I film in this way, then I'm not allowed to use the torch according to my whatchamacallit. Fine. Oh, hang on 2 secs, I've had an idea. I got some candles and things to see if any of that will work. LED and real, as the cats are all sleeping. That one doesn't even work anymore. Oh dear. Yeah, so I'll just light something to hopefully get rid of the orange glare that's going on here. I just thought I'd film this. Oh, more orange glare. I just thought I'd film this quick while my daughter's at her club. Oh, spooky. And what we're going to do is, so I'm on a time limit, so if I start rushing or talking nonsense, that's a bit better. Then you know why. It's because I need to go and pick my daughter up from over a village away, so got a bit of a drive, and there's a train station right next to where I pick her up from, and I've just burnt the side of that. Is that too? Oh look, it looks like I've got a little bonfire going on. Ooh. Oh, it smells nice though. Hopefully it's really smoky. Hopefully it doesn't set my smoke detector off because it's below it. I'll go over there, smoke that side. Can you imagine if that suddenly starts going off? It's literally above me as well. Yeah, so if I start talking quickly or anything, it's because I need to go and get her, and I've waffled on for too long. So this video is my month 12 budget closer. I've got money to go and change up tomorrow from my ceiling fans. The candle is still smoking. It was lit for about 2 seconds. Blimey. Blimey O'Reilly. Right. So, yeah. That was a little bit about me at the beginning, just in case you're new. Yeah, there's not really a lot to me. This is my life. This is my real actual figures. This is my real actual savings. Yes, I do have that little in an emergency fund. Yes, if something happens to my car, I will have to empty everything. It is scary, but it's better than where I started, which was nothing. So, yeah. And it's just every day, really. And I think a lot of us are all like that. It's just our everyday figures, and so please don't judge me on my numbers. Please be kind. This month I have used the June budget booklet from Budget with Ira. It came in the Secret Santa that I got for Christmas. It's got a savings challenge on the back, which I haven't done this month, but I'm gonna keep it, and I'll do it another month because that looks like a really good little challenge. So yeah, should we just crack on? I've pushed that out of the way now. I'm not used to having candles up here because of the cats. I don't like lighting them, but Bobby and Moo are having their dinner in my daughter's room. not Bobby and me, Fraser and me. They're shut in. Bobby is on specialist food. And he doesn't want his dinner, and he's gone to sleep on my bed. So the door is ajar for him, but I'll see him come in before he can get to a candle. So yeah. So if you haven't seen before, this is my calendar. That candle's going to annoy me now. It does really help take out the orange, or is that just because I've put something on the table? But yeah, I achieved my 2 goals this month, which was 16 no spend days. I got 17, and to switch water to a sinking fund, which I have done. So should we go into the actuals of everything? Hopefully you can read it okay, but I'm just going to quickly run through it. So for my income, it was much, much higher than I expected. In the end, I'm just going to tilt you like that, and hopefully that will look better. So my rollover was lower. It was 186 instead of 200. Universal credit was exactly, well, it was what I thought, but I just took the pence off. So 68p. PIP was what I thought, 40p. I got 5 payments for child benefit because this budget ran over 5 Tuesdays. Other income was £21.75. I can't even remember what that was now. I just had it in my figures for each week. And that's why I weekly budget and monthly budget, because I run my budget monthly, but I'm not going to remember from week to week. And things like being random, I don't know, sometimes I get given money if I do like lifts for friends or errands or stuff like that. Like, I wouldn't be able to keep track of it. So yeah. And then I brought in £299 of my sinking funds to use. So that gave me a total amount for the month of £2,710.83p. So that's not how much I earned. That's just a total of everything I had either come in or bought in myself out of my savings. So all of my bills were pretty much as planned. They're in different colours. That's because we've got utilities in one colour, the car things like car insurance, car breakdown and car tax in another colour. We got club card, Patreon, cat things. So one of the Pets at Home flea subscriptions came out this month instead of last month, so that got rolled over. Specsavers didn't come out this month. I knew it wasn't going to come out this month. I just put it in there ready so that it was already in my calculations and wasn't a change next month. My TV license was lower, and then my water was the only really big one really. I was paying £50 a month towards my water bill. I get charged, I get billed every 6 months. It's for my incoming and outgoing waste, and I'm on like a social reduction tariff. I'm going to have to go let Fraser out because he's meowing. 2 seconds. So a candle might have to go out because he might suddenly come up on the table when he realises what I'm doing. Yes, so the water, I paid my usual £50 direct debit, and because I wanted to switch water to a sinking fund, I got billed this month, and so I just cleared the rest of the outstanding amount, which was £46, and we were on a fresh slate. We can start stuffing the sinking fund ready for in 6 months' time. And that's it really. And then I used, I spent £192.65 on sinking funds. This included £50 for car MOT, clothes, money, gifts. I can't really remember now. It's in my other one. It's in my last video if you want to see. But I spent a total of £1,253.26 on my fixed expenses. I budgeted £1,025.73, so it's higher, but I had more come in, so I basically, this £192.65 I bought in out of my other sinking funds into the budget to spend out on that. The important bit, so I've changed in the last few months the way I do this budget, and now it's like settling in. It's not new and exciting anymore. It's like day to day, and is it working? So I budgeted to spend £810 for the whole month on food, household Food is like all food, so including takeaways, eating out, everything else. Household is like all household items. On the cats, diesel for my car, treats for me and my daughter, self-care for me and my daughter, any miscellaneous, and electric, because my electric's on key meter, so we do it in cash. I budgeted 810. I spent £743.49, which is good. We're under budget. So should we see? Well, you can see, I can see, let's get into it. Food, I went over budget. I spent £339.75 instead of £300. And household, I went over and spent £54.61 instead of £50. Now, I actually ended up buying me and my daughter like new mugs, and I bought a new broom out of household money. So I think they're not things that I would buy every month. I mean, the mugs we didn't need, but it was a really nice treat. But yeah, so like that's really good, I think. The broom we definitely needed, because oh my god, mine was so broken. Like literally you'd push it and the head thing would just come flying off. It had rusted. And I have 3 cats in a flat which is all laminate. Like I am sweeping multiple times a day because I've got 4 or 5 cat litter trays in different rooms. In fact, you might be able to hear Fraser scratching in one in another room now. Like, you know, I just randomly will walk into a room and there will be cat litter sprayed. Sometimes you see it and it's like dropped into the water bowl. That's usually Fraser. But yeah, so I think really good. Cats, I came just under budget, £177.72. Diesel, £68.66 instead of £80. That was really good. And treats, I didn't actually spend any money out of treats. I budgeted 20 and I spent 19p. So the money that was for treats has gone elsewhere in the budget, like for food overpayments and stuff like that. Self-care, there was allocated 30 and I spent 32.89, which is okay. It got a little bit spendy towards the end, but I had a bit of spendy time. But it's nice to know my cash envelopes still came under, even though I went a bit spendy. Miscellaneous, I spent £9.67 out of £20. To be fair, a lot of that was parking. I had 2 parking things, and I know one of them was like nearly a £5. But yeah, and then electric, I only put 60 on the key meter instead of 130. I only budgeted 100 in cash. So I did the cash totals for my rollover, and then I decided to budget it as if it was the new price rise, what I've estimated it to be. And I've been using the government vouchers of £67 a month, but they will run out soon. So I budget it as to go on electric as if we didn't have the vouchers, and then use that money to go towards sinking fund savings. This month, the last of it went towards moving. If you've watched my videos but you haven't seen the last one, I am moving soon, unless something falls through. Fingers crossed it all goes through fine. So all my money is going to that. But I have been using the excess electric money to build an energy buffer. So really, really good. Although I went over in, to be honest, food and household and a little bit in self-care, I actually was under overall. And to be honest, all of this money's in cash. So as long as it doesn't, you know, I'm not spending 890 or 950 in cash. I know sinking funds is sinking funds, and that came in and went out that way. But yeah. So after fixed expenses and cash envelopes, I was left with £714.08. I didn't stuff my gas sinking fund because I had a lot of money built up in there and in credit, and I have emptied that gas sinking fund because of moving, and the property I'll be moving to does not have gas. No gas connection, electric only. I put the £50 towards my car insurance to pay for it for the year in July. So that's on track to be able to do that, which is so, so exciting. Oh, it's really hard because I think, I'm paying for car insurance twice, but then I'm like, no, totally worth it. Disney Plus, I put £16 towards that this month. We're currently getting it free by Tesco Club Card points, and for 3 months, so we're trying to put money towards it to build it up so that I can pay for that annually. Gifts, I put £5 in that envelope. I stuffed £20 towards Christmas, £10 in my emergency fund, £15 in the vet fund, £9 towards Bobby's food because he has specialist food, and last month I had to IOU myself money to buy his food because I had no more left in the cat budget. So that sinking fund is basically emergency Bobby food. Car, I put £130 towards this month. The car sinking fund, it has been emptied, mainly because the car passed the MOT and then I went on a spending spree and I'd taken that money out with me. That's my own silly fault. I put others here because these are my main sinking funds that I'll stuff every month. So I've just put, I budgeted 24. I've put 0 because it's gone into other places. So clothes got 5, moving got 120. It's basically a lot of it was gas being moved to moving, and then clubs, my daughter's new club that she's at now, 45. So I actually put £430. Oh, and I put £5 into Apple envelope. I've made these sheets fit for me, but that's why we've got the budget with Ira. I just got to close it because it's open on the challenge still. That's why I've got this, so that I can adapt these sheets to work with me. Because obviously a monthly one, there's a lot of information going on. So, but yeah, I spent a total of £430 instead of £340 budgeted. So fantastic amount going to savings, even if a lot of it got spent. Amazing. I also put £5 towards my debt sinking fund, which is to build up to pay off my debts. We'll look at debts in a little bit in this video. My envelope challenge, I was just doing the scratch off one when I started. I budgeted £20, I scratched a 20. How cool is that? I knew it was coming because I'd done a 30 and a 10, I think. So I was like, 20 is coming. I'm going to guess 20 and make up the difference either way. And then I also started, that's wrong. Damn it. The envelope challenge from Budget with Ira. So it says here that I have put £26 towards it, but I also put £15 at the end of my last video. So that would mean that that is 106 or 111, I think. Yeah. So, and then I put £45 towards different scratch challenges that I'm doing by Abundant Budgets. I've got the home, the energy buffer, and so home honeycomb, keeping the lights on, and I also have her moon challenge. That was it. I was trying to think. So that actually came to a total of £111, but we think it's 96, so it's £188 left over minus the 15. Is £173 and 8p left over. And then I put £10 towards roll the dice, and I put £46.42 towards challenges. So I've put challenges because that is the monthly challenge, the seasonal challenge I do. I'm currently doing winter. That is also any coin challenge I've been doing, because I've changed from the 10 and 20p challenges separately to doing it all in Relax too. So that's again not a bad total, which came to £56.42, leaving me with £131.66 left over. That's actually £15 less. This figure was out anyway beforehand, just flicking it away now, but that would mean that it's £116.66, but I actually have a rollover of £100. So, and deep breath. So that's my monthly budget. And then obviously I've got my sheets for Universal Credit and PIP, because although I budget weekly, I get they're paid on different dates. Well, PIP's every 4 weeks, so it will coincide with my Universal Credit again, and I'll just get one main paycheck. But I budget per paycheck for them to help me plan better, so I know that, you know, the £100 rollover that I've got, £10 of it is for, well, originally I had £20 for treats, and I've put month 1. That's because we will start with the Universal Credit first paycheck of the year. So while we're talking about the budget, we'll do this page first. So I had a total monthly inflow of £2,710.83. I based this on the Budget Mum budget breakdown sheet, which is just your budgeted amount, your spent amount, the difference, which we've already talked about, but we're going to look at the percentages, because I find that percentages is better than money. Because if you think, oh, you know, I went £192.65 over budget. I've done it in red because it's higher than it should have been. Or I went £39.75 over budget. It's sometimes it's better to see it in a whole format of the percentages to break it down a bit. So what I find it is, so basically out of everything I've just told you, utilities was my fixed expenses. I've got electric separate because it was a cash envelope, but they're the same colour because, you know, if I ever changed my electric meter, I don't know what the electric meter is. I don't think it's a key meter. I think it's a smart meter. So it won't be a cash envelope once I moved. I need to double check that. I can't remember. We did have a conversation about bills and prices and all that because of obviously current times and moving's expensive. So I'll just go through that. So utilities, I was over budget, but it was 33% of my whole budget. Electric was 2% of my budget as the cash envelope. Food was 13% of my budget. Household was 2%. Cats was 8%. Car was 6%. That doesn't include my car MOT. That's just fuel, insurance, tax and breakdown. Treats was 1%. Self-care was 1%. Miscellaneous was 1%. Sinking funds spent was 70? Oh my gosh, 7% of my total monthly inflow. So although I brought in £299 from my savings, 7% of the total I had to spend this month got spent on sinking funds. I stuffed 16% into my sinking funds and 5% towards challenges, and then 4% went into my rollover, and that should add up to, I think it's either 99% or 100%. It is just because of breaking it down for, like, I didn't want to have like decimal places. So obviously utilities is gonna be my big one because it's got my rent in it, council tax, phone bill, all of that. So I would expect that to be my biggest one. Next on the list was, well, we've got sinking fund stuff, so that's really good. I paid the essential bills, and then sinking funds was my next biggest one, which is like really nice, fantastic. But if you include savings, then it'd be food. That is food shopping and takeaways and all of that. 13%, that's not too bad of my total monthly amount. And then it would be cats, which is not a surprise to me because of Bobby's food being the price that it is. The cheapest I've been able to find it is £39 for 48 sachets, and he has 2 to 3 a day. Then I think it's £17 or £18 for biscuits. So, you know, I'm aiming for him to be about £100 a month just for his food, which seems really unfair on the other two because they're £80 a month for food and litter for everyone. So should we do a quick binder check-in? Because I've got so many videos to upload, I'm behind on uploading. I haven't done it so that we're actually going through my binders. We're just gonna go from this. I did it for us because this is a video in its own right. So gas has a 0 in it. It's £200 less than last month. Water is the same, it's still empty. Emergency fund is now at £35. It went up £10 this month from last month. This is comparison to this time last month, just in case you're new here. MOT car, I stuffed a lot into it this month, but it got a lot spent out of it. So its current balance is £10 and it's down £55 on last month. That's because last month I was saving for my MOT. We've done the MOT now, and then I want a bit spendy out of it. So we need to build that back up again. Car insurance is £150 now. It's up £50. It gets £50 every month, so that's good. It's not been touched. Vets is at £30. That received £15 this month. My debt envelope has £5 in it, so it's up £5 this month. Disney Plus is now at £26 out of, is it 80 I need to save for it? It confuses me because it was the same as Prime, but Prime's gone up, and then I'm like, has Disney gone up? But it's up £16 from last month. Bobby's food backup envelope has got £9. It's up £9. Gifts is currently at 0 because we just bought gifts. That's down £10. My daughter's sinking fund and my sinking fund are new. We basically combined medical, clothes, school and all of that, so that we've just got a sinking fund each, and hopefully build that up a bit. And then when she has her own finances and all of that, I will go back to having individual envelopes. But for now, it's just easier. She has an envelope, I have an envelope. So That's at £7. It's up £7. It did have more in it, but it's been spent. And then mine's at £15. Christmas has £20 in it now. It was empty this time last month, so it's up 20. My daughter's savings binder is empty, so that's not changed. And moving is a new one, that's 120, so that's up 120. So this lot here comes to 287, this lot here comes to 140. Then my savings challenges, so my dice challenge, I now have £31. It's had £10 increase this month. My monthly challenge, I shouldn't really track the change in this because it's going to change every month, but it's at £12, and this time last month it was at 15. Seasonal is at $20.50. That's had an extra £11.50 this month, so that's done well. McMoo hasn't had anything, it's not changed. Energy buffer has gone up by £20 and it is now at £125. Home envelope has gone up £15, so that's £35 now. Catty Cash is still the same at £4, and Relax 2 is now at £4.90. It's gone up £4.82 since last month, leaving it at £232.40. And then the 10p challenge and the 20p challenge of the bags that you saw at the beginning, these that I'm going to change up, they're at £5 each now. So I put 80p towards the 10p challenge this month. 10p's me, I just don't seem to get many. And I put £2.40 towards the 20p challenge. Giving me, I can't add, because originally I thought I had a total of £1,259.40. And I looked at it and I was like, how does 287, 140 and 232 come to £1,000? It is actually £669.40. It's down £11.28 on last month, which is annoying. I know I spent the £50 MOT and but I have been spending. I haven't included my daughter's club on here. That would up it £45, but I know that that's going to come out possibly when I pick her up tonight. I'm going to take the money with me in case they want it. I haven't said. They just said how much it was in an email before she started. Haven't mentioned whether I want to pay by cash, card or cheque or bank transfer or anything to me, so I didn't include that on this. But yeah, so considering I'm like, oh yeah, I had a spendy month, I had a spendy few days, and I basically just dipped into gas and the car sinking fund, and I kick myself about it. But for me before, a spending time would have meant that I would have spent all of this. So the fact that I still have £669.40, theoretically I could move tomorrow because I can afford a van, because the cheapest quote I've had is 400 and is it 490 or 460, something like that. It was just under £500. So I have enough to hire. The most expensive quote I've had is £730. It's because it's a flat and I'm in ground floor, but this one is not ground floor. It's technically second floor. So like you've got the flat on the bottom, then 1, 2, but it's built into a hill. So technically the bottom flat you have to go down steps to. So it's not as high as it's not high. It might sound high, it's not high. But yeah, so that's why it pushes the quote up more. But it depends who you go with and that as well. But yeah, so I'm doing really well. I'm clapping myself on the back. You know, I'm kicking myself because I spent money that didn't need to be spent. I spent £18 on jumpers. But yeah, just gonna have a quick sip of my drink if you would like to peruse the debt payment plan. I have a really dry throat. So before moving, and what we're trying to do is carry on. I have 9 minutes till I need to leave, so we'll skedaddle with this. I still want to. My debts are small, they're manageable, they have 0% interest on them. My phone and the Universal Credit Advance run out naturally this year. Universal Credit Advance is actually broken into 2 advances, I found out. One of them, the last payment, is actually 19th of February. So that'll be paid off then. And I will be paying less each month. I won't be paying, I think it's about £12 less a month. And then that will run out in August. My phone would run out naturally in November, would be my last payment. So we're basically just saving up to pay the other. Well, I'm not going to pay the Universal Credit one off early. I want to pay my phone off early and then put that money towards paying off the tablet, plus doing one of my envelope challenges, the scratch one. So I spent a total of £52.73 towards debts this month. You won't see this because universal credit comes out before I receive it. So I put the total in that I received, but it's already taken off beforehand. And my phone and tablet come out in my mobile bill. So by paying them off early, it will make my mobile bill lower. Last month's balance was £653.16 for my total debt balance. This month it's now £643. Obviously I've put £52.73 towards it, so the percentage of that is 247%. 2.47%. Getting ahead of myself there, Millie. I've paid it off 2.5 times if I go by that. Not true. So I started with a total of £2,134 in debt. This month it's now at £643. So I've paid off a total of £1,533.57. My overall percentage that I've paid off is 72%. Wow. So this may sound like if you're sitting there thinking, she only was in debt by £2,000, that's nothing. Can I just say, in 2019, I was declared bankrupt because I had over £20,000 worth of debt. I do not recommend bankruptcy unless there is no alternative, because it follows you everywhere. I had to check I wouldn't lose my job because of it, that I wouldn't lose my tenancy agreement. Like, it is full on, and it was awful, but it still didn't wake me up. This has woken me up. So although this is a smaller amount than most are struggling with, and I really feel for you, but I'm proud of myself for being able to pay this off, because the bankruptcy got cleared and I had to live a very, everything was given to the official receiver, and all my finances, analysed. You can't have this much for this and you can't have that. I had to give up my car. It was on finance, but I wasn't allowed to buy another one even though I needed it for work, all of these things. So I am, to others it seems small, but to me this is massive, because I had to go through the bankruptcy, and I didn't actually ever pay that debt off. And everyone said there was no way that I would ever be able to afford to pay that debt off. So I'm really proud of myself for actually doing this and tracking it and getting there a bit earlier. And the amount I've paid off this year, and that's been helped by, receiving back pay from PIP and everything else. And I've used that money to help clear the amount. And that's something that old Millie, pre-budgeting, cash envelope stuffing, zero-based budget, YouTube Millie would never have done. So I'm really proud of myself. And I'm really proud of everyone on their journeys, no matter what the number is. If you are making a decision to be active in just acknowledging your debt and how much it is amazing, because it's so easy to bury our heads in the sand. It really is. I know, I remember that feeling. So yeah, I always have links in the description box as well if you are struggling. And can I just say, Step Change were really helpful, but so Citizens Advice Bureau. They're online, they're on my telephone, but you can also go and see them face to face and dump a load of paperwork in front of them. So yeah, we are going to do some debt colouring in a second. Just checking that I'm not running out of time, because I need to get fuel, I think. Right, last sheet. Net worth. So obviously we've got my debts. We've got all of my binders. So we've got how much is in my sinking funds. If that seems high, it's because it's got moving in it. Christmas, all of my, binders. Then you've got my bank balance is minus 1p, because I didn't leave enough money in the bank. Well, luckily it's only 1p, but it's annoying to finish the budget out on a minus, and not great for my credit score. But because I don't have an overdraft option on my bank because of the bankruptcy. So I also lost my bank account as well. I had to change banks. Anyway, car, I valued it at 1,500. That's probably what I'd stick it out for. I'd be tempted to go for £2,000. I paid 17.50 for it. I'd have to see what the price is out there, but I've just done that. And then electronics is all the electronics we have in house. So they are my assets. I valued them at £2,769.39. So my total net worth is this, take away my debts, and it's at £2,168.96p, which is fantastic. It is down 2% or £44.56 on last month. It's a shame, I know, but it's fine. That's basically because I got a bit spendy. And then that's just the completed this, which I don't know if this is useful for people to see on my weekly check-ins, but for me it is, because I can see where I am with my budget. So with that being said, all I've got left to do is, we've talked about my sinking fund totals. I've got in the abundant budgets book that option as well. So I've got my priority ones. I've added moving in because obviously that's now priority. And I also have my debt, so I can see over the months, it's for 6 months, it coming down. But shall we colour these sheets as I go? So blow the candle out so that can set a bit before I leave. I believe that my phone, I am just colouring in one now. We're on to £7. And this is what we're saving up for in the debt sinking fund, because the payment got halved. Sky like to extend how much we're paying them for a little bit longer, so that one's done. Then the tablet is on 2 still. Oh, we're going to do yellow for everyone, shall we? Because I've got it ready to be halved in over a year's time. But yeah, I'm not putting the amount I saved, my savings onto them, colouring them in. I'm only colouring in what I've actually paid off, just because last time I used these sheets from the budget month, I coloured in what I saved and what I paid off, and then I had to use what I saved. I used it for the car. So it kind of meant I had to print it out again. So yeah. And then, so this is going to be interesting because it's at 34.73. We're going to colour in one because that's the monthly payment. And then we've got February, March, April, May, June, July. Okay, yep, that will go. We'll just do one a month for that. So that's my sheets, and you can see that these two are naturally near the end of their lives anyway. Yeah, and these are from the payments for on the 19th of December, because that's when this budget started. So I'm going to be running them. I'm going to colour these in. No, I won't do it at the beginning of the month. I'll do it at the end of the month, every month. So I literally know I'm going to be paying more of this tomorrow. But we will do it at the end of the month in case I suddenly come into money and I can pay this off early. Because it's nice to have that option. Or we can just colour it in. We'll see. I'll sleep on it. I might colour it in the week it gets paid. And then if we make an extra payment, I'll colour it then. Anyway, I need to skedaddle. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here, supporting my journey. It means so, so much. If you leave a comment and I don't get back to you straight away, I will do. But if you need to get hold of me or want to ask me something and it cannot wait, Instagram, have a go on there. I should see it. I'm not a very on my phone person. I'm terrible. I have days where I just don't look at it at all. But I will get back to you at some point if it's not within the first 24 hours. I am coming. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Take care. See you soon.